So I've been using this tool for quite a long time. I'm by no means an expert. I'm not like a graphic design guy, or I never went to any of that, like school for any of that stuff. What I am, and well, even though I had a business of developing websites for like 10 years, but I just kind of self-taught and figured out how to do some stuff. And along the way, I thought, most real estate agents have a similar problem that I had. There's we all want really great images, but nobody's got the time to learn how to use Adobe products, right? Photoshop and InDesign and all of that. Like I'm not trying to be a professional marketing person. I want to be just good enough where I can look amazing, but also maximize my time and my budget, right? And so when I found Canva, I was like, oh wow, this is amazing. So I had used a free Photoshop alternative called, this is what it's called. It's called GIMP, GIMP. And so it's open source. And anyway, but that was like, I couldn't translate how to use that to the average agent. And let me just tell you that I've coached and helped work on marketing with like literally thousands of real estate agents over the years, all across the country. And this is a problem that everybody has. You didn't get into real estate because you thought, oh, I'm going to make, great online designs. So you're not alone if you struggle with this kind of thing. And so that's exactly what Canva is all about. It's about creating beautiful images easily and affordably. So for the average user, like probably everybody on this screen, most of Canva is free, right? And so if you do not have a Canva account, it's super simple. You just go to canva.com and like I'm gonna I think I might have an account with every one of my Google usernames, but I think I don't have one with this one, but we'll see. But anyway, the easiest way to do it for me, I do everything through Google. So I have a Gmail account. And that way, when you go to log back in, it'll always just be through your Gmail account. You can do it like the standard way, just use your email and a password. I wouldn't do it through Facebook because their authorization has been spotty. But so I would just create it using my Gmail account. So I'm just going to do that with this one. Let's see if I have one or not. Okay, so and it's going to ask you to like start a free trial and all that stuff and ask you to buy some things, but you just don't need to. And so just go ahead and get out of all that. Yeah, okay. So this one is it's completely blank. So I haven't done anything in here. I just literally created it right now for free, like that easily. So then it's a matter of, okay, so I got the account and I want to make some pretty stuff. What am I going to do? And really kind of depends on, what it is that you want to do. But I'm going to show you a few things that I think most of us are probably doing on a daily basis. The first one is a real estate flyer, right? So I want to make a real estate flyer. I don't want to use a standard template. I want to stick out. So what I can do is just go into the little search bar here and I can type in real estate flyer. Okay, and you'll see they have real estate flyers. When I search that, I have no idea how many will pop up, but I'm sure it's like, hundreds. And so I can go through and I can kind of get a basic idea. Now you could use these like right as they are. And some of them are pro, right? You'll see like some of them you can't use every single template. Like if it says pro next to it, or paid or whatever, you can't use it. But all the others, you can just grab any one of these templates and start creating your your flyer with pretty easy stuff. So let's say then let's get one that isn't a pro, and I haven't really looked through here or know them well, but let's see here. Okay, that's pro. Let's filter out the free ones. Let's see if can you do that? Okay, there we go. All right, so the first thing you notice though is like, well, none of these are the colors that I use. That's okay. You can make these real easy changes. And let me show you how to do it. So let's just choose this one, for instance, okay? So I'm like, okay, I kind of like that. It's got some icons, it's got some pictures, pretty easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and click customize this template. So when I'm gonna skip the tour. So when I'm on this screen now I'm in the the edit section. And so here's my flyer. I can zoom in and out by using this little guy right here. So if I want to see, okay, here's how the whole flyer is going to look. But if I want to get a little closer because I want to do make some adjustments, then I zoom in a little bit. The first thing I want to do is, well, I don't know that I really like these colors. Okay, so that's fine. I can click on this box here because that's all this is a box. And you'll see the color pops up here in the top little window along with some other features. But if I click on that, then I can change the color. So here's some default colors I can use, or I can pick my own color. And if I know the colors that I use for my branding, I can pop that in there as well. So for me, 043 D30 is the green that I use, right? And so there you go. Now my box is green instead of a light tan. Obviously, my listing isn't going to be 1,150,000 unless it is. But so my listing is going to be $5 million. Okay, so all I got to do is, we got a problem. My letters didn't fit inside the box, right? So that's no problem too, because I can just highlight the text and I can go up into my editing screen up above here. And for me, I'll just hit the minus button until it fits. Okay, it fits now. So pretty easy. Obviously, our listing isn't going to be at 123 Anywhere Street. So I just highlight the box, highlight the text, and mine is 456 Anywhere Street in big city. Okay, so simple stuff. All right. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to make these adjustments, and I'm going to make this flyer be exactly the way I want it to be. So maybe I got the top part green, and then maybe I want the bottom part black, and I can change the color of the font. Maybe that's too light for me. So I highlight overview and come up here. And this is just like most every WYSIWYG type, tool that we use out there. Yeah. What's up, Heidi?
Is there any way if you want to use the same color, is there any way to do the whole flyer at one time, or do you have to do all the boxes separately?
Yeah, so when we're using a template like this, we'd have to do all the boxes separately. But the good news is, like, once you put a color in, it kind of saves that. And so then you just click the click the box and click the color. And so see here, now it's got that as my document color. Yeah. So I could just go to that green that easy, or back to my black.
Okay.
It'll also take colors from your photos to try to help you out, like if you're using a photo as a centerpiece. And then of course there's just some default colors, so that part of it, but once you get kind of used to it and you get through it, here you got 3 boxes, and maybe I'll do the whole background. Maybe I don't like that light gray color. I might like a solid white. Right, so now I have that white color option is available. And then maybe now I don't like this text being this color, right? So I can go to a black or whatever it is, however you want that to look. And then you picked this template because you kind of like the way you look, but maybe you're like, I don't really like the font here for this overview either. So again, you can change the font, and there are a bunch of paid fonts that you can't use with the little crowns, but there's plenty that you can use without the crowns, right? So tons of fonts to choose from, and So, if you like to be super fancy or, whatever it is, you can just go through and change that pretty simply. And then as far as like the picture goes, this is the only part I think, of like this part that's a little bit tricky. So what you do is you come over here to the upload section, and we need to have images that we're going to upload from. So let me go into this Picasa file. It's got some cool pictures in it. So I might, upload, I don't know, 8 pictures of my listing or something like that. Maybe, maybe handpick my favorite ones. And then once you upload them, they're going to actually store in the Canva cloud. So they're going to be here for forever. So like once you load your logo in, your headshot, all that kind of stuff, it'll always be here. It'll always be under the upload section under images. So you only have to load images one time, which is really nice. But once you have your image loaded, so like, for example, I'm going to do the front of the house. The easiest way to do this, because these boxes are going to be like already preset. So I just take the image and I drag it over. And now be careful, because if I just let it go right now, it'll just plop itself. I'll just show you. It'll just plop itself in the middle of the flyer, right? And that doesn't look good. So I'm going to delete that. But what I want to do is drag it over to the frame, and it'll plop itself inside the adjusted size of the frame. And then if I want to adjust it from there, I double click on it. And let's say I want to like center it a little bit more up or down or left or right. I can do that. And then when I click out of it, okay, so there's that image. This particular image doesn't work well with this square box frame or a picture frame. So that's unfortunate. But if it was more of a rectangle house and less of a rambler, it would fit in there nicely. So, at this point, I might choose, a different flyer to showcase this picture better. But again, right now, for the sake of doing this class, I'm just kind of throwing stuff in there. So then I also want to change and show and highlight my listing. So I'm going to go through to my little loaded things here. I do want people to see the amazing pool. Okay, great. I'm going to throw that over there. They should see the kitchen and whatever, the family room. Okay. So you see I'm dragging the pictures inside the little box, and then they fit right in there, and there's no adjustment necessary. Easy sneezy. So the other thing about like this flyer doesn't showcase us as the agent too well. So I might definitely pick one that does. And let me show you this tool right here. Oh, the background remover. This is a paid tool. I got to be careful because I have the paid version. So I don't want to show you things that are paid if you're not going to do it. But if you do have the paid version of it, this background remover tool is super, it's really great. Especially like with headshots. So if you want to have those, pictures where you have a transparent background, this one pulls it out like pretty accurate every time. I'll open up my pro version in a minute and show you, but in the meantime, let's see, where do I have? I have so many files. Okay, let's use okay, we'll use Ashley. She's not here and she wouldn't mind. Okay, so so I pull in my headshot, and let's say like, okay, I really like this template and I'm already this far, but I still want my picture in there. So let's do a little bit of maneuvering so we can kind of see how that works, because it's really not that hard to maneuver stuff either. So you can kind of use a template as a beginning piece, and you don't necessarily have to do it exactly as it's laid out. Although if you pick a template you love and you do it exactly as it's laid out, that will be the easiest. The other thing is that once you adjust it and you save the template, you can always recall it and you can keep using the same template. So like, let's say you created 3 or 4 templates that you love, you could reuse them, over and over again by just switching out the text and the pictures. But so let's say in this case, we were like, okay, I want to have my my headshot on here. Now I don't have a frame set up, so I'm going to go ahead and so I could throw it in here, right? We don't want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and plop it on the image itself, and then I'm going to make some adjustments. So I'm just going to take the corner, because you never want to take the top or the side or the bottom to adjust the image size, because if you do, it will smush. It will not keep the ratio, so it'll either stretch you out or smush you. So you always want to adjust image size with the corners. If you do it with the corners, it will keep the same aspect ratio and you won't look funny. So anyway, so I take the corner and oh geez. Okay. Well, let's say you make a mistake and you accidentally drop it in a box you didn't want to. No problem. You got the back button or the undo button. Okay, so there we are. We don't want that to go in there. We just want to shrink this down. Okay. So let's say we wanted to put that, I don't know, like right here or something in the corner. Okay, so now we have a problem because we're covering up this line and we're covering up this font here, this text. So what I can do, I can click on this line. Oh, and by the way, I don't like the color of this line either. So I can come to the color again, and we can change the color, whatever it is. Typically, I would use like a gold color, although I don't have that number offhand, but be something like that. Okay, I grab the end of the line and I can move it. Oh, it's going to be wonky on me. Oh, that's good. Not everything happens perfectly. So if I make it a little bit bigger, then I can get it straight. Otherwise, when it was a little bit smaller view, it wanted to stay up a little bit high or a little bit low. So, it does require a little bit of tweaking. So don't get too frustrated. Again, if you do something and you make a mistake or you don't like what you did or, whatever, you can always go back, right? Back. Okay, let's go back to where it was. Okay. So, and again, you see how it wants to be a little bit high or low right now. So I got to get a little bit closer zoom. And then there we go. Oh, come on, Jason, get it together. Boom, there it is straight. Okay. So then I unzoom again because I want to see how everything looks. Fantastic. All right, and I want to get these out of the way as well. Now, there's a couple things you can do here. You can, if you're really interested in being more perfect, you can go to the File button up top and View Settings, and there is a Show Rulers and Guides option, and Add Guides, Show Margins, and Show Print Bleed. But we want to show Rulers and Guides. And when I do that, I can, just like in Photoshop, if you've ever used Photoshop, I can pull the guides from the side or the top, and I can just make sure that my my measurements are right, because I have the ruler up top. So we know this is an 8.5 inch sheet of paper. So like, for example, if I wanted it to be, right in the middle, I could come to the 4 1/4 set a guide, and that's directly in the middle of the page. So then I could just sort of move this stuff over so that it all fits squarely in the space that's left. And again, I'm not going to spend the time to get it all perfect, but you get the point. So, and as I'm just kind of throwing this together, this maybe doesn't look the very best, and that's not what I'm trying to get with. Sometimes you got to do a little tweaking and a little bit of experimenting, but you get the point. It's very easy. questions on just sort of picking a flyer template or something like this and starting to customize it.
Jason, I noticed it only is one-sided, and we usually do two-sided flyers. Does it offer two-sided flyers, or do we always have to design the back page?
Yeah, yep, good question. So add page, right? So we can do the back page, and some of the templates do have are two-sided, so you'll want to make sure you look for that. Or you can also duplicate the page. Okay, so you could start with, okay, my back page will be similar to the front page, but now I just want to maneuver it a little bit differently. But yes, some templates do have 2 pages, so you just have to look for that if that's what you want. So what I always do is I always try to like instruct from the okay, if I am a brand new agent and I'm on a budget, but I want to have like a great looking flyer, but I don't have, really much money. So, okay, fine, let's just do a one-sided flyer. But yeah, absolutely, there are 2-sided flyer templates in there, and you can create the second page as well. Again, it's as simple as hitting either duplicate page or just add the second page if you wanted to start with a blank template. Okay, any other questions about maneuvering or kind of customizing, changing font, pictures, that kind of thing? Okay, so when I'm done with my flyer, we have to print it, right? And so this might get a little bit confusing because up at the top here, it literally says print flyers. Well, that's going to like send it to a printing company. I don't know where. And I mean, if you want to try their printing company, I've never done that, but so we're not going to click on print flyers. We're going to click on share, and the share button is going to be our friend. So when I click on the share button, it's going to ask me a few things. The first thing is I can share this design with other people, right? So like if you guys want to have if there's a template that we use that you'd like, I can share that with you and it'll just pop right into your Canva. Or if you want to share it with somebody else, or if somebody else has a great template that you want to borrow, they can pop your email in here. It'll send you an email and it'll ask you, it'll tell you that so-and-so wants you to share their design with them. You click on it, it opens your Canva and it'll be there. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So you can share designs, but for what we're doing right now, we want to do a download, right?
Jason, do they have to have a Canva to share it with them, or will it open up in a different program if they don't have Canva?
If they don't have Canva, it'll prompt them to create their own Canva account.
Okay, cool.
I had a question.
Yep.
Do you guys have a link, a repository that we can look through?
Yes, we do. And so obviously this is a company that wants to make a profit, right? And so they don't necessarily want everybody on the free version. So they do have a lot of things geared around getting you to buy the paid version, right? We all know how freeware works. They're going to limit what you can do. So how much we can do with the free version, like you can't so in ours, we have a team, and even buying a team, you only get 5 team members. So we do have to kind of share things one by one. And there is a set of templates for the buy, sell, live Northwest brand. So we're working on getting all these templates into a place. And so I'll show you where that is real quick. So if you go, this is the website that represents the Bothell and Mukilteo sort of branding. It's called Buy, Sell, Live Northwest. And within there is a tab here called Broker Resources. And there is also a link here called Canva templates. And so if you click on Canva templates and enter the password of, let's see, I'm going to put this, that's all right. It's real estate. Here is a link to a bunch of Canva templates that were designed for door hangers and flyers and open houses. Really good looking stuff. So yeah, you could just click on the link from here and it'll do the same thing where it wants you to share it into your personal Canva account. Okay, so where did I click here? Oh, somehow I went back to.
Oh, sorry, Jason. So you were at broker resources and then Canva. Okay.
Yeah, for the site. Yes,
Yeah.
buy, sell, live northwest.com.
I got that one. And I got down on the bottom right was broker resources and then Canva templates. Okay.
Yep. And the password is real estate.
Just all lowercase is fine.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is good. It looks like I clicked out of something or clicked on something. So I'm back to these flyer templates again. So where the heck did my design go? Okay, so I'm going to go back to home and oh my, recent designs. There it is. Okay. Underneath recent designs, here is the flyer that I was working on. So I click on that and there it is, just the way we left it. No worries, nothing to stress out about. It does have auto saving. So it's perfect for us. You don't have to do anything really. Okay, so back to printing. So I'm going to do download. And there's all different file types that I can download from. It'll say PNG suggested, but we don't want to do that with our flyers because we're going to print them. We want to do PDF print, which it literally says best for printing. So there you go. Pretty easy to remember. So we want to do a PDF print. And this is going to ask you, do you want to do crop marks and bleeds and all this kind of stuff? You do not. This is not like a major print. It's going to have just the file size that it's supposed to be. And this will work in every office or team has availability to some big printer. And so if you just send this PDF print to the printer, this will work wonderfully. All right. And so it's going to ask you about pages. So if it is a 2-page item, then you do want to do both pages. And then you simply click download, right? And then it's going to save somewhere, and wherever you save your things, that's fine. It will create a PDF that we can then send off to the printer, and off we go, and our flyers are done. Okay, questions on that?
Jason, how do you control, or maybe you don't, it doesn't matter to you, but I'm just wondering, how do you control kind of the presentation for all of the offices under Madrona Group umbrella? So there's a complete kind of professional look across the board, or do you just let every agent have, control over their image?
Yeah. So that's going to be a high level question that we should probably talk about, like just the group of us.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's totally great.
We don't have control over anything. And agents really have the ability to do whatever they want.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. We provide the templates and the training, and there is a requirement from John L. Scott Corporate. Supposedly, man, you got me all on camera talking about this.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You can hold it off till the next meeting. I'm just, I want to make sure, we all look great and up to the standards.
Yep. So we would hope that, you know, people use like a good template and then choose, you know, the appropriate colors, and then make sure that you add your logos and branding, and you know, definitely should put, like, if you're equal housing opportunity logo, the realtor logo, if you're a realtor, definitely have to have the John L. Scott logo on everything that we do. That's a 100% must. But I think with flyers and such, they're pretty lenient on that. That's not like an evergreen piece of marketing. Yeah, so we just try to guide everybody and you know, provide the colors, provide the templates.
Perfect, thanks.
So what else would we want to use this for, right? Flyers would be the big one, but also social media. So you want to make some really nice social media pieces. Let's go ahead, and again, we don't need to save this because it auto saves. So now we've printed it, we're done with it. Great. I'm going to just go and click on my little home button here. And as we can see down in my recent designs, there it is, and it's going to stay right there. So now next time I get a listing, I can just come right back to this, open it up, bing, bang, boom, change a few things, and I'm off and running. Okay, but now the beauty of, you know, Canva is they have everything laid out for us. I mean, and they even have it set up so that you don't really even have to think too much. So let's say, okay, I'm like, well, I want to do some social media. They're even going to give you some suggestions on what kind of social media stuff they have already created, including an Instagram post, right, which is square, a Facebook post, which is landscape, an Instagram story, TikTok video, Instagram reel. You want to create a custom Facebook cover. If you want to do a YouTube thumbnail, right? So like if you go to my YouTube channel and you see that every video has like a uniform look to it, right? So that's the YouTube thumbnail. You can do, I mean, I don't know. Oh, like if you are creating a YouTube channel and you want to do a custom banner, okay, here's the YouTube banner. And these sizes, right? And why these are done the way they are, it's not so much about the design, it's about the sizes, right? So if you were to load a background image to your YouTube channel, it's going to say your recommended size 2560 by 1440 pixels. And then you're like, what are they talking about? No problem. You just come to Canva and they have it pre-created for you. So here's your YouTube banner size. Okay, Pinterest pin, LinkedIn background. It's all there. You just come through, you want to completely customize all of your social media. You just start clicking these, bam, 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 create a nice uniform image. And all the sizes are pre-populated, easy sneezy, ready to rock and roll. But, you know, I think probably for us, the most common is going to be the Instagram post, right? And, you know, we know that the difference between Instagram and Facebook is Instagram wants everything to be a square, and Facebook has everything as a landscape. So me personally, I always create like my social media posts as an Instagram. I want it optimized for Instagram, and then Facebook can adjust to the square, but you could do like separate posts for everything if you want. But I typically would start here, a nice, easy Instagram post. So I'm going to go ahead and create that. So I'm going to click it. Okay, there it is. All right, now it's completely blank. And instantly, you know, we're going to have writer's block or, you know, designer's block, whatever it is. Like, oh my gosh, what am I doing with this Instagram post? Now, if you have an idea, like if you already know what picture you want to post, you don't really want it to be a design, you just want it to be an image, no problem, right? Just pull your image over and you're good to go, or you could just load it into Instagram or whatever. But if you want to create something a little bit unique, like typically just listed or just sold or congratulations with your clients, or, you know, something of this nature, then again, you go to design, and they have templates pre-built. And it looks like it knows here, because we chose real estate flyers, that we're in real estate. So it's giving you real estate based templates, which you don't need to use real estate based templates. You can use any template, or not use a template if you're really creative. It's really up to you. But you know, let's say like okay, something like this one right here, right? So we take a template and we want to change the image. So we come back to uploads. We're going to drop our house image in there. And instead of Hello Monday, we want to say something like new on market, right? Something like that. And we could say, beautiful, whatever, that's, what city are we in? Seattle, Rambler with views of the sound, right? Whatever. Okay. And then I could, you know, instead of putting my hashtag up here, I could put my logo, right? And if I really wanted to, I could also figure out how to put my picture on here or whatever else I wanted to do, if these kind of things are important to you. But let's just say I just want to kind of announce that I have this new on market. This template looks pretty good to me. That's great. This color right here of this back screen is sort of a green, so you can kind of change that. It's like a teal color if you wanted to a black or a green or what have you. But you know, it's just really as simple as that. Again, I can change the font if I want to. You know, I have everything set up. You know, if you're more of a sans serif kind of person, whatever it is, and it's pretty easy. And then the difference, once I get my social media posts set up, instead of doing it as a PDF print, now I want to download it as a, you know, a shareable image. So I don't know why it always suggests PNGs. I only use PNGs, and this is going to be .png. I only use a .png file if the background is transparent, right? So like, let's say you take, you know, your headshot, which is transparent, and you want the design to have a transparent background, that will only work in a .png file. But you're not really going to do that very often. So for me, I like to use JPEGs better. And typically they're going to be a smaller file size and more adjustable. So I would switch this to JPEG, and the size of 1080 by 1080, that square, that's perfectly fine. And the quality of 80 is perfectly fine. So I just download that. And boom, wherever you save it. Okay, now you have a nice Instagram ready image to post on social media. Okay, questions on that?
Of course I have a question, because this is all new to me. So on a post like this, because, you know, usually I do these kind of, and Jim is on board with this, you know, we do little videos or whatever, when we do open houses and introduce a listing. Since this we can actually pre-make, does it have to, is it required to have the John L. Scott logo on it?
Yeah, on social media, is it required to have the John L. Scott logo on it? I believe that it is. And so that's where, you know, like the hashtag up in the upper left-hand corner, I would probably put the John L. Scott logo right here.
Okay.
So again, in my, I started from a zero, you know, brand new Canva, just so I could kind of show you what it looks like if you're starting from scratch. In my own personal one, I have all my logos, all my colors, all my designs, all my images.
Oh, on your paid, the paid version, okay.
Yep. But let's say I was going to do my logo. Okay, no problem. This is my transparent background. Yep. So I go to upload, right? I find my John L. Scott logo. Now, here is where, if you're using logos, if you're using images like, that you're going to overlay on top of things, you do want to make sure that these are the PNG file. So if you go to the My Desk library, John L. Scott, if you're looking for logos, they're going to have some that are JPEGs, meaning there's going to be like a white background or something, a green background or something. And there's going to be PNG files. The PNG files will have a transparent background. So when I go to put this on my image, it will just be the logo itself instead of having like a weird white background, which would look super tacky, right? And then in this case, I'd like, oh, wait a minute, I don't want the black version because that kind of fades out. So I'd do the white version with the transparent background. Okay, so I load that up. And boom, there we go. That looks much nicer. And I could just pop that right in that little corner there like the tag was. And now I'm all good to go. I might want to name this, which you can do up here in this little box. I might want to just call it, if this is like, if I use new on market as sort of my terminology, new on market, new listing, just listed, whatever it is. Hey, I might call this my just listed template 1, something of that nature. And when I go back to home and the next time I log in my recent designs, I will have my new on market post. So all I need to do is come in here the next time I have one and change out the picture and, the title and description, right? So now I'm getting to the point where when I get my listing ready, designing my flyers and all my social media can be pretty fast because it's all ready to go. I just have to fill in the blanks. Now, there are some other things that you can do, like you can do full presentations, much like PowerPoint, right? So, if you wanted to put a buyer or a listing presentation together in Canva, you could do that. You can also create videos. So these aren't going to be the very best videos, but you can kind of put together real simple, kind of fun moving videos. So if you wanted to, like have your just listed, flashing or, something real subtle, you can do that. And doing a video. So this particular video is going to be 5 seconds, right? And each time you add a new page, you can adjust the amount of time that page runs. So this first design will run for 5 seconds. You could add another page to run for maybe 2 seconds or 5 seconds, however you want to set that up. And then you can add as many of these, little video clips as you want to make a full video. And each one you can adjust. Each one you can decide what's going to be on the, the little video clip. So you could, and I do this from occasion, if an agent is on a budget, or if you run out of time and don't have time to do like a professional video, you can take images from the home and add little description banners along with, you know, maybe clips from a John L. Scott neighborhood video or what have you. And you can create a pretty cool little listing video for free and pretty easily. This does take a little bit more time than just a flyer or a social media post. But you know, like, let's see if they have anything. Well, I would use, okay, like a picture of the house. And I'll just show you, like, if I'm going to kind of create something from scratch, and then we'll call it an hour. I mean, the thing about design and working with any of these tools, I mean, we could literally go on for hours and probably days with everything. But this is supposed to be just sort of you know, a basics to and a get started. But let's say I was going to do this little video, and I might say, okay, my first screen is going to be of the home, and I would never do this because I hate it, but just because I get where I can't be creative on the fly, I might come in and I'm going to put some text in there. Wait, there we go. Okay, and we'll say, welcome home, right? My least favorite thing to open. All right. And I would want this to be white. And I would want it to be sort of a fancier font, sort of a casual script font. That's a little too fancy, but you get the point, I think. Oh, here we go. That'll work. Okay. And I want it to be a little bit bigger. I'll make this box bigger. Okay. Boom. Okay, so I'll do something like a welcome home there. And then I'll come over here and I'm going to come into elements, and there's different shapes. So maybe I'm going to put a square down here. Something like this. Then I'm going to make it black. And I'm going to come back to my text. And I'm going to throw some text. Oh, and here's something too. So if you ever like lay something over the top of something else, right? These are layers, and you don't see it. It's because you can position how the layers are seen. So for example, like say I have this box, the black box clicked right now. And if I tell that to go forward, see how it covers up the text. So if you ever like, oh, where'd my text go? I laid it over the top, but I can't see it. It's because you need to arrange it. The position is probably the layer is trumping the other layer. So I'll put that back to backwards. And I might just say something like whatever the address of this is. Something like that, right? Okay. And then however detailed you want to get, I'll put the John L. Scott logo on there and all that kind of stuff. Maybe I put that up here. Okay, very good. All right, so that could be one of my little video screens. Now, if I want to like, and then I would, keep doing this. So that would be number one, and then number two, I'd show the kitchen. Number three, I'd show the living room, right? You get the point. And I could make a whole movie about that. Now, if I want it all to kind of move a little bit to make it more like a video, I can click the animate option, and I can make things move. So let's say I want to make this open welcome home. I don't know. We'll have it wipe. Okay, very good. Okay, so.
Hey, Jason.
Yep.
So you accidentally say this should be your primary photo, and right now it's on page 7. So how do you Okay, that's what I was wondering. It's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just drag.
Yeah, everything is drag and drop. It's all, real easy like that. So if all I did is make this welcome home animate, now I start my video. Okay, right. So that would be the opening scene. And then I could do another scene, another scene, another scene, another scene. Okay, so I can do, cute little videos pretty easily in here. Yeah, and then again, the only difference between this and here, it'll show you, here's the total runtime, because right now I have 7 scenes, each at 5 seconds. And let's say you're like, well, I don't really want that scene to go 5 seconds. Then you just shrink it down. Maybe we only want it to go 3 seconds, right? Okay. Oh, wait, let's start from the beginning. So there's your opening scene. All right, on and on. And when I'm done with this one, because it is a video, when I download it, I'm going to download it as an MP4 because that's a video. Yeah, so MP4. So again, I'm either going to download, although I could do it as a GIF too. So if you want to create GIFs, you can do that, but that's for another day. So typically though, I'm going to do PDF print. And that's gonna be my flyers and door hangers and business cards and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna do JPEG for most of my social media shares. And if I do a video, I'm gonna do MP4 video. All right, so when I'm done with my video, I go back home and I can start on my next design. And here it is in my recent design. So it'll always be there. So the next time I go to do a listing, if I want to just use that little video again, it is there, or whatever type of video you're kind of creating. And yeah, for the most part, those are going to be, I think, the things that most people will use this for. And oh, and let me just show you this real quick. If you do want to do, if you don't want to just use a template, if you just want to make a custom size, because let's say, somebody tells you, hey, we need your logo and we need it to be this size. Great. You can just come to the custom size button. Typically, when you're doing graphic design, people are going to tell you pixel measurements, PX, right? So they'll say, your logo needs to be, I don't know, 300 wide by 200 high or something like that. So I'd put in my little pixels that I want my design to be. I create a new design. Here it is. Now I just need to fill it out. So I can add to it. So let's say I want to put my logo in there and I want it to fill out because that's the max space I get. And boom, there you go. Now on this, something like this, I would want to, oh, this might be, yeah, actually, I don't think they let you take the background away if you're not in the paid version. I think this one would have to be a JPEG and not a PNG. Okay. Any questions we can answer in the next couple of minutes? Everybody's got a pretty good idea of what Canva can do and sort of a general idea of how to use it.
I never know until I start trying, but it seems much more user-friendly than some of the other options out there. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay, fantastic.